Hey everybody, welcome back to Throttle Grotto. So, quick update, I have been driving this GTI TCR around Germany for now 3,200 kilometers, which I don't know what that is in miles off the top of my head. I'm not even going to try to do the math, but I've had it for about 2 weeks. I've almost put half the miles on this car that it has. So, the last video was just a very short walk around of it. This time I want to talk a little bit more about the car itself and my experience driving it for 2 weeks. Or, yeah, a little over 2 weeks. So, stay tuned. Alright, so this car is based on the Volkswagen Golf Mark 7, which I'm sure you already know if you're watching this video. But it has the 290 horsepower tune on the 2-liter turbocharged motor. It has a 7-speed DSG gearbox, and this car came fully loaded. Like, I think the rental company checked every single box. It's got the 19-inch wheels. It's got the upgraded rear suspension. I think what I read on the website is that they changed the damping in the rear shocks to give it higher performance. It's got stop-start, which sometimes I like, sometimes I don't. It has dynamic chassis control, so I can choose on this screen here between the different modes, anywhere from eco to comfort, normal, sport, and then individual, so I can actually go in and dial in the settings I want for a particular driver. It has a fairly decent nav system. It has the upgraded LCD display. So I went through the configurator online and I checked all the boxes that I could tell this car came with. Got the panoramic sunroof, and it came to 51,000 euro. Now, at an exchange rate, just let that dollar figure sink in for a minute. I think right now it's about 0.8 euro to a dollar, US dollar. So 0.8 of 51 is it's like 10, basically it's another $10,000. So I'm driving around in a $62,000 Volkswagen Golf. Oh man, and it has been, so a little history on the car if you didn't watch the previous video. I got to go take this car all over Germany. Autobahn, city streets, side streets, B roads, all the way from Dusseldorf all the way to Wörthersee, Treffen in Austria. And the car has been amazing to drive. Now I will say that this car is a little more stiffly sprung, but than some people would like. But the exhaust on this car, when you put it in the sport mode, listen to this thing sing. And that right there is how you drink a whole lot of fuel and put a grin on your face. I'm used to stiffly sprung cars, and this car feels great. They did a really good job with the suspension. If you put it in eco mode, which I'm going to do right now, so basically you just push the button on the console and pulls up the mode selection. Put it in eco mode. Little E pops up in the cluster in the center of the tack, and now you're in eco mode. Now you can drive responsibly and save the planet. So sport mode's only just a click away. I honestly can't speak to what the difference is between eco, sport, comfort, but with dynamic chassis control, I believe that it's going to change the suspension settings just a little bit, and it's going to change the fuel curves. Basically, you know, a little more power on sport, a little more, you know, the DSG shift points are going to be different for eco versus sport, which is really obvious when you're driving it, because just cruising around, it lugs it, it shifts down to 6 pretty quick in eco mode. But this car will cruise along at 200 all day long. Like right now, I'm on a free part of the Autobahn where I can drive along with traffic, and you know, traffic's moving along at 169 kilometers. They claim this car has a top speed of 260k, and I believe it. So this car also came optioned with the upgraded leather interior. Personally, if I was going to buy one of these, I would buy it in cloth. The cloth pattern that they have on these seats is the hexagonal pattern, and it's like a gray and red and orange hexagonal pattern. I think the cloth seats look way better. But these leathers have been super comfortable. They're heated. It's really, 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 I think, the pinnacle of the Mark 7 Golfs. That said, before you like slam your computer shut and like put pictures of me on the dartboard, I haven't driven an R, so I can't say. But I will say I do think that as far as the front wheel drive cars go, I really do think Volkswagen did knock it out of the park with this one. It's different spending, like if I were to get a press car, which I don't. A press car you can drive around for a couple of days. Generally you're going to and from events or at events. You don't get to really experience the car for everything. And I've gotten to drive this car at speed, sitting in traffic, like through corners, and then long days. I've had some 6 or 7 hour travel days in the car in the past couple of weeks, and it's really done everything I've asked it to, and it's done it well. So I gotta say, after really getting to experience Germany on my own in a car like this, I'm really gonna miss this car. I have a Mark 7 at home. It's a TDI, but it's just not the same. It doesn't have the same feel. It doesn't have the same, obviously, the same power. But this car has just been an absolute pleasure to have for 2 weeks and go to Wörthersee and do all the things that I got to do in Europe on my own for vacation. I feel a little bit of a bond to this car, so if you get the opportunity to go experience one, take advantage of it. Even if you're not into Volkswagens, the car sounds great, it drives great. The brakes, I'll have to look up what size the brakes are on here. I think they're performance pack brakes, but I'm not gonna like start making up numbers like, you know, 398 trillion or whatever. But the brakes on this car work very well. And that being said, on some spirited drives, I was able to fade them just a little bit. I could feel them getting a little soft in the pedal, but overall, great bite, great feel. I really want to get a set of these brakes on my TDI, because I really like just how they feel and how they control the car. So in just full disclosure, I rented this car from the airport in Dusseldorf. I originally was slated to have the cheapest Hyundai I could get. And I don't know what model that is, but when I got to the counter, the German lady behind the counter, basically she was like, you don't want the Hyundai. It's a piece of garbage. She's like, for 10 euros a day, you get the GTI TCR. Yep, that was a good decision. My 2 weeks in a TCR has been amazing. And I will really miss this car, giving it back tomorrow. So, getting back to the States, getting in my own car, it's going to be a little bit of a disappointment, except when filling it up with fuel, because as I said before, the TCR is thirsty. But, you know what? I got a whole nother day with this car. Time to take advantage of it. Oh my God, this car is so fun. Oh, and it's legal in Germany. So, until next time, get out there and work on something.